on paper, I don't think that Captain BJ Blazkowicz, I'm going to say that wrong all review, sorry, is a good protagonist. I think he looks a bit generic, just like a big square-headed white dude. And there's quite a few of those in video games already. But one redeeming and distinguishing feature that old BJ has is he's very good at killing Nazis. Like, it's a strong pastime for him. He loves it. And what is wrong with that? It's weird in the build-up to this game that there was a lot of comeback on the publishers of Bethesda for publishing such a strongly anti-right-wing game, which is odd because it used to be quite a solid position. Like, you could rely on Nazis to be the bad guys in everything. No one would complain because everyone hates Nazis. Apparently that's not the case anymore. I think that Bethesda and MachineWorks, the publisher and developer here respectively, they're setting out to remind everyone here that Nazis are bad. Nazis are bad guys, don't forget that. But rather than just producing a leaflet that says Nazis are bad, because they are, they've made this, Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, the sequel to Wolfenstein, The New Order. If you played The New Order, like me, you might have been surprised that what you thought would be a very standard first-person shooter, just set in, like, you know, World War II-ish area, was actually quite surprising. It had a lot of personality to it and a lot of nice little set pieces and surprises that I didn't see coming. And Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, carries on with that. It's very much more of the same. In fact, it picks up almost immediately after the predecessor, which is an odd place to start for the game, because you are starting off with a severely underpowered Captain BJ Blazkowicz. I'm going to do that wrong, sorry, all the time. I can't say that name. And he's in a wheelchair, he's got limited movement, he can't hold his gun ready all the time. It's a weird place to start on a video game, which is just about, you know, being a big, strong Nazi killer. And I think it's kind of indicative of the game is trying to do, not just a traditional kind of first-person shooter thing, like you're the big hero, go kill everything, blah, blah, blah. It's like you've got to be more resourceful, with what you're doing here. And but that's not the only break with tradition from the first-person shooter genre here. The characters and story are very, well, the story's not believable, it's ridiculous. But the characters are very, very believable, really well-drawn people that I kind of missed them when the credits rolled. I was like, I want to pick this up in the next game. Hopefully there is going to be a next game and find out what's going on here. But yeah, and the story as well. The story does indeed go places. It starts it's always in your alternative reality World War II, which is a bit steampunk, I suppose. Like, it's, 1960s, the Nazis have won the war, but then they've got all this mad technology going on, like big suits of armor that look like something out of Silent Hill. It's crazy. But whereas the technology and some of the locales you visit are not believable, the characters are. They've done a really good job there. Well done, MachineWorks, at creating rounded, believable characters in a video game. Bravo. Like, they're not the only people to do it, but, it's probably hard. I don't know, I've never tried it. What I have tried, though, is killing Nazis, and that is the focal point of the game. I mean, even if you ignore the story, which would be silly, because it's a good story, and it's good characters, you can just have a lot of fun running around with all your guns and your little fire axe, just fucking up Nazis. And it feels very satisfying to do so. The game is well tweaked. Like, I had some issues with the stealth sections. I don't think the stealth quite works. Like, there are some problems with how easy it is to set off an alarm and bring more guards running. It's quite unforgiving in those terms. And the stealth, I mean, yeah, it's there, but I wouldn't bother. It kind of feels like it's somewhere. It's not like Doom. It's not like just sort of tearing around, just kill everything, there's no cover, anything like that. But it's not Metal Gear Solid either. But I'm saying, like, the stealth, like, you're encouraged to do it, but I don't know, it could use a bit of work. Something else that could use a bit of work maybe is some of the environments, because it kind of teases you sometimes with, like, really interesting looking places to be. Like, there's a section in Roswell Town, which you may have seen on some of the promo stuff from E3. That's the kind of, like, 1950s, 60s kind of ice cream parlor, perfect American town setting you might have seen. but there's kind of Nazis and KKK dudes running around there. It's all very odd. So it's kind of a weird juxtaposition that works really well. But you're only there for like 10 minutes, and then it's back to kind of corridors, like grim corridors, and like lots of dark grey places and Nazi bases. And that is kind of what you expect, I guess. But it would have been nice to have a few more jaunts into, like, you know, the places like the Roswell setting. But it's a really good game. Like, it's got a really good personality about it. I think there's a sense of humour there that is often very, very crude, ridiculous. The main villain is Frau Engel, and she's fantastic, just like a larger-than-life, ridiculous pantomime villain Nazi. And they've definitely gone all in on the gore, as you'd expect, really. It's Bethesda, you know, they've done Doom and that. Yeah, they've definitely gone big on the gore factor. And I just think in these times we live in, guys, where single-player games are becoming a rarity in favour of, you know, open worlds, loot boxes, cobbles together stories, blah, blah, blah. This is a lot of fun, and I'd really recommend it. Even if you haven't played the New Order, the predecessor, I think you can pick this up pretty easily from the get-go and still get very, very into it. Because I played the New Order solely for research before playing this, and I was fine with this. It was great. So yeah, this is a great game, guys. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. If you want a more in-depth discussion of this, and hey, of course you do, go to nextgengamingblog.com and you'll find my written review, which is far too long. But, you know, if this is like a teaser trailer for that. Think of it that way. So go there and check it out. Thanks for listening, chaps. I hope you have a lovely time, whatever you're doing. Like and subscribe, all of that. I don't care if you do that. I don't care, whatever. I have to say it. And goodbye. Cheers.